everyone, welcome to another edition of Toddster's Magical Mystery Review. I'm your host Toddster, and today is Paul's birthday today. Happy birthday, yay! And so just for today, I'm going to review Press to Play, which is an album that Paul had put out August 25th, 1986 on Polyphone Records. And so after the failure of his Broad Street movie, I think Paul sort of thought to himself, I'm just a little bit out of the times, So he decided to bring in a producer called Hugh Padgham. He was one of the top producers at that time, working with the Police, Genesis, Peter Gabriel, and Phil Collins, their solo records, and all that stuff. And this album was it had sort of mixed reviews once it came out, and but I think it's a pretty decent album. So let's get into the songs, shall we? So we start off with Stranglehold, which is sort of a bluesy, jazzy number, which is alright, but they even made a video of it somewhere in Arizona. But there is a bootleg of a jam session during that video shoot somewhere. But then we go into Good Times Coming and Feel the Sun, which is sort of a medley containing a couple of summer type songs, which is alright. And then Talk More Talk, which is one of the more better songs on the album, which Paul said he took some lyrics, some quotes from an interview somewhere, someone else's interview, and used that as the little talking bits and pieces throughout the song, in which Paul's son James was one of them. He was, 9 years old when they did this. So he was very young. And then his roadie John Hamill is also one of the voices as well. And then Footprints, which is a smooth approach, which was inspired by seeing a magpie out the window, just waiting for some food on a snowy day. And even Eric Stewart, who co-wrote some of the songs on this album. Eric Stewart from 10cc, who also helped out with on Tug of War, Pipes of Peace, and Broad Street. Anyway, he said that it sort of inspired him when he was walking through the snow on while the sun was out. But it's a very good song, good song. And then Only Love Remains, which probably the best song on the album, which sort of like talks about, the lyrics talk about sort of like finding the right boy or girl, and lovely arrangement from Tony Visconti, who was Bowie's producer back in the day, Ziggy Stardust and Aladdin Sane, all that. And it's a very interesting video as well, which is, as I can remember, was all done in one shot. It's like Paul here, and then Paul will be over there, and all that. But yeah, it's very interesting shot, very interesting video. And then we flip the record over to the second side, and we go with the sort of we continue with the sort of title track and lead off single, Press. And lyrics are, they're a little bit innuendo, even though they're a little bit silly, but innuendo is, I love you very, very much, just tell me to press, press, I don't know, whatever you think is, but Yeah, and but yet a bit silly, you know. Oklahoma was never like this, you know. I never understood what that meant, but 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 the video of it is pretty cool, which is Paul out and about in a tube station in London, which is pretty awesome. Then we go into Pretty Little Hen. Now, it actually started out as an instrumental before putting on the lyrics, and yet there's many different mixes of this song. There's this album version which features Paul with this strange low vocal, you know, Ursa major, Ursa minor, and then there's the single version which has a alternate vocal take, which I sort of prefer, you know. More cleaner than the album version. And then there's the 12-inch remix. But yet, again, another interesting video. Yeah, he was making interesting videos by this point. Anyway, but this particular video has a bit of She's Leaving Home playing at the beginning of the video before, you know, getting into this song. And then Move Over Busker, which is alright, yet the lyrics are in the same vein as Press, you know, innuendo but yet silly, you know. Then Angry. Now this is another one of the better songs, and yet features Pete Townsend on guitar and Phil Collins on the drums. Yeah, very in-your-face type stuff on this song. And then we go into However Absurd, which is probably the most Beatley type song on the album. A very Wallacy, which is pretty good. So that's the end of the album. For if you had it on the vinyl version. But if you got the CD version, you would get 3 more songs on it, which were all B-sides, and Wide Away was B-side to Pretty Little Head, pretty jazzy type tune, which sort of doesn't go much anywhere. And then we go into It's Not True, B-side to Press, which is okay, but and then Tough on the Tightrope, B-side to Only Love Remains, and this is one of the better obscure tracks in my opinion. You know, pretty good song, yet lovely Leslie guitar solo on it. You know, so that's the album, but yet we'll go with the little double bonus tracks that came out on the reissue, and this one is Spies Like Us. Oh man, no, this was the title song for the Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd movie that came out in '85, and not a big fan of this, to be honest. I mean, this definitely isn't Live and Let Die. So, but that's all I had to say. But yet the video, on the other hand, is pretty cool. You know, I shot it at Abbey Road. Yeah, so that's only the good thing about that song is the video. And then Once Upon a Long Ago, which actually came out on his All the Best compilation album, which came out a year after this album came out in '87. Yet it was originally written for the Princess Bride film. This and Beautiful Night, which ended up on Flaming Pie some 10 years later. But I guess Rob Reiner, I think he was the director of it, I guess he wasn't too fond of those songs, so that was rejected. But yet this particular song was almost going to be a duet with Freddie Mercury. I mean, and you could, if you listen to it, you could definitely hear how Freddie would take the song, you know. But he would. But I guess from what I've heard, Freddie was had a lot on his plate, you know, working with Queen and some of his solo stuff as well. But yeah, can you imagine, you know, Paul and Freddie doing a duet together? Still, it's a fantastic song, absolutely brilliant. You know, you gotta love the guitar and violin solo in the middle. But why didn't it come out in America? I do not know, because it originally came out in England and in Canada on the All the Best compilation. But yeah, I guess we all missed out on a great song of Paul at that time. So yeah, so that is the album. So what to say? Well, this album is pretty much dated. You know, it literally screams out the 80s. You know, for its production, but yet there's some pretty good songs on here. A couple of great tunes or so. Yeah, so it's still a good album. So my rating for Press to Play would be 3 polls. 3 polls for Press to Play. So yeah, so there you have it. So, my name is Toddster, and you just watched another magical mystery review, and we'll see you next time. Until then, happy birthday, Paul!